So the Brooklyn Nets are starting to grow on me, right? I feel as though there's been a lot of up and down play with them. I think a lot of us have been wanting to see what they'll be made of, right? Initially, I know a lot of us was upset. We was like, damn, man, the league is balanced. Like, then they gonna make a big three. It's gonna be easy. But I mean, I feel like I was more shocked that their team wasn't completely like decimated during the trade. Like, I figured all of their depth would be gone, but surprisingly, they were able to keep Spencer Dinwiddie, Joe Harris, and DeAndre Jordan. They did lose Karis LeVert and they lost Jared Allen, but I mean, Jared Allen was a big piece because he proved to be their defense. I mean, Karis LeVert, I would choose James Harden over Karis LeVert any day. And to get James Harden to that team, I would definitely trade both of them, and I think they would do it again. I think they're happy with their decision, but I think overall, right, looking at this, you do see the holes in this roster. Okay, you see, offensively they're great. Defensively, that's where a lot of the issues are. And I don't think it's anything that they can fix. I know you have three superstars that are just great. They were great individually or paired with another star or two or whatever, however you want to say it. And typically big threes work. You just have to give it time to work. I think since the Celtics, there's not been a big three that's failed. And I'm not talking about that trash big three they tried to make in LA with Kobe, Dwight, and then Steve Nash. We're not talking about that. That don't count. Steve Nash was like 87 years old. We're not going to talk about that. But when it comes to teams like the Celtics, the Heat, the Cavaliers, the Warriors, and then the potential big three that was about to happen with the Thunder before they traded James Harden, you've seen all three of them. I mean, all those teams made it to the finals or won a championship. Like, it works. And I don't think anything less of this team. I think they'll figure it out. But I think they just have to experiment right now. And that's what we're seeing, the experimental phase. They can score. I mean, there's been several games that they've had over 120 points. And that's a high scoring game. They've lost a few of them because in this league, you can either make shots or you miss them, especially in the clutch time. Like, if you can get them to miss shots in the clutch, you have a puncher's chance. Simple as that, because they're not going to be able to stop you. But if you can stop them, you might have a shot. And then it's just the glaring need of more bigs, right? You have DeAndre Jordan. He's solid, very good big, had a very good career. But outside of rebounding, dunks and putbacks, and rim protection, to me he's more of an athletic old school big, and in today's game you need a little more than that. He can do some type of perimeter defense, but is he gonna be able to lock up Jokic and Embiid, the guys you need him to be? No. Like, they will still be able to score and shoot the three. They will still be able to get what they want from inside the perimeter. It is what it is. But once the DeAndre Jordan is worn down, they have nobody to come in and challenge them either. So it's just tough defensively. One other thing that needs to happen defensively is that the big three of this team need to become more effective on the defensive end. Like, to me, KD is the closest thing to a two-way player that they have, and a lot of his defense is him having great timing and him just being a lanky person, being able to guard multiple positions because he has good foot speed, but he's lanky as well, so it's hard to shoot over him. I've seen Kyrie play defense. He played well against Steph in the finals, and I've seen James Harden play defense. I need to see it consistently. They need to figure out who's the hot person in the first half. The other two lock in, score, play defense. Then in the second half, they need to see the same thing. If the same guy is rolling, do the same thing. Let the guy cook, make plays, get the other guys involved, but there needs to be more defensive effort. They have so much offensive talent that there's no need for anybody to carry on this offense, right? So defensively, there needs to be more effort from the three of them on the other end. Like the two of them, you know the two I'm talking about. So just looking at that going forward, this should be interesting. I did want to see them against talented teams like the Clippers and the Lakers and the Bucks, and I want to see how they fare against contenders. Like, all right, the games against the lottery pick teams, we're not worried about those. They can drop those, they can win those, whatever. It happens. They don't take those games seriously. But I want to see what you can do against playoff teams, because those are the games that are going to count. But overall, outside of those things, I think they're going to get it together. I think they're going to do well. I think that they will potentially make it to the finals this year. If not this year, I definitely think it'll be within the next 2 years. So if they manage to mess up and lose to the Sixers or the Celtics or something like that, something random happens, it's a championship or bust year. But I mean, that gives them the ammo to re-up and do better next year and build a better roster. They'll have more time to fine tune. But I would say it's a failure, but it's not as big of a failure as it could be if they actually went all in with the rest of the roster right now. But I do want to see them make it to the finals this year, just to see how they stack up against the Lakers or the Clippers or the Nuggets or the Jazz or whoever comes out the West. I want to see how they compete against these guys in a playoff atmosphere. They have the talent to win their conference. They have the talent to win the Lombardi. The Lombardi. Think about Super Bowl. Larry O'Brien. So they have everything they need offensively. They just need to fine tune, get schemes, get plays that they know are money plays on defense and offense. Just figure it out. But let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Do you think that the Nets are a championship roster right now, or do you think they are a year away? Stay blessed.